Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, beautiful people. My name is Francine, and this is my channel, The Hermetic Herald. Thank you all for just sticking by this channel. I'm really thankful, very grateful for the people I've met through this channel, and I'm excited to see who else I meet as well on this path. So I'm here today for another reading. So I'm going to be touching base, and I feel as I'm shuffling, right, I like to shuffle one deck or a couple of decks actually and just see what comes through. I feel like that one's going to tell us like an overall energy for this reading. So we're going to be focusing on Sophie Turner and Taylor Swift's relationship. What is the dynamic between these two? How do they feel about each other? You know, the friendship. Let's just look at the friendship. Let's see what the trajectory of that friendship is, and also any information and insight that would help us understand these two and this dynamic better. That is my goal. So let's look into it. Let's see if we can kind of free flow with this reading. I'm gonna have some basic things that I touch base on, but I want to see and tune into their energy. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by. I am clairaudient, so you're gonna get messages primarily of me just hearing something from my spirit team or from theirs, and I'm gonna say what that is, as well as any visuals. Sometimes I get visuals in there as well, so I'm also clairvoyant. A lot of clairs. A lot of us, we operate in these gifts, so let's tune in here. Very interesting. I heard the word mage. So I feel like Sophie Turner and Taylor Swift have a very interesting connection, because mage is usually a witch, a type of witch, or someone who is able to, it's like either hone in on some powerful energies. You know, witchcraft, it takes sacrifice. I feel as though they both have a very witchy energy and like some kind of like joint. There's like this camaraderie between the two of them, and it feels witchy. So I'm very interested in seeing why that's there. I feel like this is past life too. Like they've seen each other and met each other in other past lives. Interesting. Okay. Let's start out with, what was the energy that we got out of this? Two of Pentacles. So the overall energy of the two of them is that they help balance each other out. Sophie Turner and Taylor Swift are really good at bringing balance to each other. So typically, for instance, when one of them will say or talk about something really messed up that's going on in their life, the other one helps balance them or helps get them back to earth, back to the point of the topic at hand. One person is always the stabilizing force when the other gets a little crazy. So something about that's coming through. I feel like this card is also going to help us. We have the King of Swords. And I'm feeling this is Taylor. So I feel like Taylor in this relationship and dynamic is the King of Swords energy, the person who will tell you like it is, that will say what's on her mind and will be very quick about it, maybe considerate, but mostly just wanting you to know like, hey, this is what's going on. This is the truth of the situation. And I think Sophie specifically appreciates that about Taylor. So that's what I'm already getting from their energy. One of them tends to be the person to speak into their life, and I feel like this is Taylor mostly, and the other is like, I don't know what to do. How should I go about this? And she quickly assists her, because bottom of the deck here we have is the Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the Judgment card. What's interesting is I'm getting a finality to this energy, and what I mean by that is that when they met, whenever that was, I don't know Sophie Turner. If I said her name wrong earlier, I'm sorry. Sophie Turner, I believe is her name. And Taylor, I feel like the two of them tend to meet at very big pivotal moments in their life. Like they're not the type to kind of meet each other all the time, but when there's a big switch or something transitioning, they tend to meet each other at the right time. So this is the type of friendship I'm already getting. I feel like with the Page of Pentacles energy, that's someone who learns a lot. So I'm feeling specifically Taylor is a teacher in this relationship, and Sophie is just as equally powerful, okay? Because I feel like with the King and the Queen of Swords, that's telling me that they're almost like complementary. They're very complementary as friends. What I feel like though is what happens is that Sophie tends to be that person that receives information, receives insight, receives like acknowledgement of how to access certain things. Interesting. As I was saying that, I heard access entertainment. And I wonder, interesting, I don't know the industry as well, so Access Entertainment reminds me of something I did a reading on, which was Sarah Stennett, and she was the manager of First Access Entertainment, so that's for some reasons coming through in this reading. But I feel like Sophie tends to receive a lot of intel information in order to make a judgment call constantly. Now, in this current energy, this is what their energy is giving me so far. So let's get into internal, external feelings towards each other. Let's start off with Sophie. As I was just tuning in, I also heard Samantha. So I don't know if there's another person named Samantha that one of them is like close to, but that's coming through as well. Let's keep going. What is Sophie's external what is Sophie's external feelings towards Taylor? I'm feeling this card right here. Let's look at that later. What is Taylor's external feeling? Okay, we have 2. Let's move them away a little bit, make room. What is Sophie's internal feelings? Well, okay, she has a lot of feelings towards her. I think there's more. Hold on. What is Sophie's internal feelings towards Taylor? Wow, okay. And what is Taylor's internal feelings towards Sophie? What is Taylor's internal feelings towards Sophie? All right, so at the bottom of the deck is the 9 of Pentacles, along with the Hanged Man and the 8 of Swords. Okay. So the energy of this 9 of Pentacles is typically about independence, someone who has an independent venture, or is someone who has acquired a lot of knowledge, a lot of resources, a lot of wealth. This is usually a card of independence, as I mentioned earlier, probably, but it's about both of these people. Okay, when Sophie and Taylor, whenever they come together as friends, they tend to spend a lot of time in contemplation about things that are not clear to them. So when I told you guys about this 2 of Pentacles coming through, right? This is the biggest overall, this is the biggest topic between the 2 of them. It's balancing each other out constantly. So whenever they feel like they have a question about something, like let's say there's something that they're blind to in regards to their business ventures, if there's one person, either of the 2 could do this. Questioning something that they're doing in their business acumen is what I'm hearing. They tend to then reevaluate things, see it from the other person's perspective, and then they walk out of it. So this is a very cathartic relationship, very it's almost like a therapist type relationship between the 2, which is not a bad thing. You know, you don't want it to just be all about therapy where you're just feeling like you're constantly the therapist and that other person is, the patient. You want to always flow together. And I feel like they tend to do that. They tend to flow between the 2 of them. So it's like one person's up, the other person's down. The other person assists them. The person that's in a good place will assist the person that's feeling down. People think this is typically what happens in all friendships, but that is not the case. Sometimes people run away from these things and it never gets past surface level, or the relationship is just focused on other superficial pursuits. You can be friends or acquaintances with someone. Some people see friends and acquaintances as the same. So it really depends on your depth of friendship. So they're trying to make that clear to me as well. Time to go is what I got for the overall energy between these 2. They tend to run to each other when something crazy happens or something pivotal happens in their life. As I was saying earlier, they tend to run to each other. We also have come to the edge. So typically you'll see these 2 in very, very big pivotal moments in their life, but in between you will not see them that often. You may see them recently, but I feel as though it lasts for a bit. I'm hearing 3 months, and then you won't hear from them for a little bit. And then when something crazy happens, they'll come back to get together. Their bond is very interesting. They have a camaraderie because they understand each other. They understand the process of certain things, like going through business ventures as career-oriented women. But I also feel this sense of it being like, I meet you when you are having a huge moment in your life, and when you're past that hump and that difficulty, I leave. That's just what I'm getting. Let's go into Sophie's external feelings. We have the Four of Wands. Sophie feels externally like she can celebrate with her. So Sophie's very jovial, very like upbeat in terms of her energy, very like Sagittarius like. I don't know Sophie's sign because I don't remember. Usually when I channel, I just get you I give you guys just what I feel and then I move on. I'm feeling just her being like a celebratory energy, just like really loving just being around her externally. So on the outside, when you guys see them, she's really happy to be there with her. She's really excited. She's really like, let's just party, or let's just do something fun. Let's catch up. Let's spend time focusing on the good. She's very celebratory in her energy towards Taylor on the outside. On the outside for Taylor, she has the Three of Cups and the Six of Cups. This is like the best energy externally for these two. So Three of Cups is about celebrating as well. That's about soul tribe. That's about cheering, toasting to great things, great tidings coming in for you guys. For them specifically. Six of Cups is about soulmate energy, but it's also about like giving to people. Very giving. Taylor is a very giving energy externally to her. She shows her, and you guys can see that she shows her a lot of love. She shows her a lot of like, I'm hearing fortitude, like being a backbone, or helping her as being a second backbone to any situation that Sophie's in. That energy is coming through. She doesn't have, this is all love. This is all emotional energy coming through with regards to how she externally shows her love. Internally, we will see what she feels truly. But this is how this is what they show you guys. Revelry, fun, joyfulness, like giving energy coming through. Mostly giving on Taylor's end, and more so Sophie enjoying it. She's like she's just feeling really accomplished when it comes to Taylor on the outside. Inside, how does Sophie feel about Taylor? We have the Queen of Cups, the Tower, and the Ten of Cups. Wow. This is a beautiful energy. Okay. Wow. So Ten of Cups energy, a lot of cups are coming through for them, which is a really great indicator of a really beautiful energy between the two. I don't sense an animosity towards Taylor, and I didn't expect it. Don't get me wrong, but I always leave space for that, whatever comes through. And Queen of Cups is saying that she feels like she's a very generous, Sophie feels like Taylor is a very generous energy, very loving energy, very motherly energy. Like she cares about her. Sophie feels like Taylor cares about her and cares about her deeply. When I see the Tower for how she feels about her, she feels like she is a big force. So Sophie feels like Taylor is a huge driving force in her life. She also feels like Taylor is family because the Ten of Cups is here. So beautiful energy. Wow. Very transformative. She feels like she's a big deal. And at the bottom of the deck is the King of Cups. So it's like a very complementary energy, like I was saying. When they meet, it's like, it's a party. It's like excitement. It's very like, it's a homecoming, basically. And I feel like they've done this in other lifetimes. I'm just feeling like the reason why if you notice in my readings that I say this other times, it's because celebrities, for their own specific reasons, whatever that may be, they tend to come back in a certain form, or like come back as celebrities in order to enjoy and celebrate with each other. Because I can tell you some of the celebrities that I've read for have been through shitty situations, and I feel like they came together this life and are enjoying their life in this way because they earned it. Some people karmically actually are going through a number of difficulties as celebrities, don't get me wrong, but some of them are thriving. Okay, so Taylor specifically is thriving in this life. I feel like Sophie is thriving because she gets to really lean on Taylor but have her own thing going. She's a very strong force as well. Four of Wands energy is someone who stood up and gone through 3 other things prior to getting to the place where they can actually celebrate their success. So don't get me wrong on both of them. Definitely, this is a very old energy. This is not just this life. So let's get into Taylor's internal vibe. Internally, Taylor feels the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so towards Sophie, she thinks Sophie's a little, okay. So she thinks Sophie's a little unstable, a little Capricorn energy in reverse is typically someone who spends a lot of money, or someone who's not very like good with their money. Someone who is also a little crazy in a way, because it's the energy of someone who's not stable. It's someone who's not is not very grounded. Okay, so she just feels like Sophie's a little ungrounded. Let's see what else we can get for that one. Can I have clarity on the Queen of Pentacles, Spirit? We have the Page of Cups. She feels like she's a little bit more immature. So she just feels like Sophie's like a little sister, or like a younger energy. I don't even care how old she is. That's the energy I'm getting. It really doesn't matter when you think about it. Some people are a lot younger for their age. Like they act a lot younger, and some act older. So you just never know. So this one, it's also the Seven of Cups to clarify. So she's a little interesting. She's very defensive of Sophie. Okay, Taylor's very defensive of her because she feels like she is a little sister, or a younger person that she needs to care for, fend for, protect. Seven of Cups tells me that she feels like she doesn't know what she wants. She feels like Sophie doesn't know what she wants at times, or she has a lot of illusions that she believes. I'm getting the energy that Taylor feels like an older sister, okay? Just that vibe. So that might have been a past life thing, and that's why that's coming through like that. We're getting loyal heart. She feels really loyal towards Sophie. Yeah. The tarot and the oracle cards are saying very similar things here. What is Sophie's vibe overall? Can I have an overall card? Deep knowing. She feels like she knows her from like, there's a deep understanding between these two, of like feeling intuitively connected. So when you think of like, you know, when you meet someone and you just click, that's kind of the energy. That's the energy of what I'm getting. They just clicked, and she just knew she liked her. It didn't matter. Like, she didn't have to know exactly how she liked her or why. Sophie just loved Taylor, and I feel like she was very like joyful, very like loyal too. Something about, yeah, these two, like, Taylor watches Sophie's back a lot. I don't even think this is the first time. Like, there's other times. So we have the card Breathe coming out between the two of them. I feel like they can get so excited sometimes, like really, really excited. And the energy can burn really brightly is what I'm hearing. So they have to just allow themselves to calm down sometimes. I almost feel like that energy is coming through. Like they can end up like really like egging each other on and end up doing something a little crazy. And Taylor has to kind of say, okay, let's calm down. Let's get back on track. So Taylor's more of a stable energy here between the two of them. Go the distance. Spirit, what healing message do you have with regards to Sophie? What is Sophie healing in this relationship? We have one card coming through, forgiveness. Okay, number 23. 23 is significant. That might be an age that was very significant for her. Forgiveness. Okay. Forgiveness of self, it feels like. I feel like Sophie is learning how to forgive herself, and I think Taylor's helping her understand that it's okay to go through certain circumstances and to still be true to yourself, you know, the choices you make, not regretting them, because the choices still led you where you were going to go regardless. There's some people that really make you feel like shitty if you don't. It's like shitty if you decide to go in the way that you were wanting to go. If you wanted, for instance, to date this guy who was really like rugged, who was really dangerous, who was really risky, and you were wanting that, right? And you decide to meet that person or get to know them, and you fall in love, and then you find out that they're abusive, you may feel in a way like you were an idiot. You may feel like you shouldn't have done that. Something about Taylor helping her not be as harsh with herself if she decides to meet someone, love someone, care for someone that she at the time was drawn to. It's more so like recognizing that you're no longer a fit or a match for that person. You don't want those things now because you've experienced it. That energy is coming through. Like a big sister, a good big sister, because I know there's a lot of different sisters out there. She's the type of sister, Taylor is the type of sister that wants to tell her, hey, don't beat yourself up. You can move forward. Keep going. I'm also getting the number 27 for her as well. Stripping illusions. Taylor is helping her strip illusions. It's like, I think sometimes Sophie might see someone or meet someone and think like something about them, or have some illusion that makes her think this person is what she wants, but in reality, it's not. Some people are really good at covering up who they are until you get to know them. And it's like, by the time you get to know them, it's like 2 years in. Something like that is coming through, where now she's smarter and now she's able to strip away the illusions. And I think Taylor is helping her do that. Taylor is actually like, Taylor has a thing where she can kind of gauge and see someone far off. Very interesting energy. It's like she sees a guy and she already knows. She already has a set list, or a list of things that she already has a feeling about with that guy. I feel like she's teaching Sophie that, like teaching her to see and analyze, like, hey, if you're noticing this about him, if he responds this way, he's likely like this. It's helping her, right? It's helping her see some illusions when it comes to guys. I'm also seeing healing energy. So she's overall just like, I'm hearing seeding. I feel like Sophie is going through a lot of self-love right now, like addressing her love for herself, and also of addressing the time that she's taking to focus in on what's true, of not seeing illusions anymore with a person. I feel like she was really brutally like woken up from something with regards to her ex. Something about her being like seeing something very clearly, but she feels like it was too late. Something like that is coming through, and that really affected her, and that made her feel like an idiot. But in reality, you can't blame yourself. Some people don't, it's not clear until something happens. Sometimes people wait, okay? And this is just the way it is with human beings, like Joe Jonas and everyone else. We're all human. There's just some aspects of ourselves that there's things we do, we don't even realize we're doing it. Something like that. Like she is realizing something really big with him with regards to the divorce. But with Taylor, what is she healing, Spirit? What is Taylor healing with regards to Sophie? Abundance. I think Taylor is seeing her abundance in a new light when she sees or talks to Sophie. I feel like she realized just how much information and wisdom she carries. I think Sophie's helping her see that. I think Sophie's a very encouraging force for Taylor, because I feel like she shows her aspects of what she has, what Taylor has, and has not even realized she has. Like, I feel like Taylor has learned a lot of things in life, and I feel like she'd never really truly recognized some of them until Sophie said something. We also have emotional release, letting herself emotionally, herself emote. And I'm hearing the Hebrew word, agape, like God's love. I feel like she's really recognizing like something about her love, the way she is loved by people and the way she is loved by other people. It's something about like being open enough to cry, open enough to emote, to let herself cry. I feel like Sophie's helping her do that. And we have the 34 ancient wisdom. Yeah, these two knew each other for some time. And then we have grounding. She's a very grounding force. Taylor is learning how to ground better because she's seeing someone that's a bit more unstable, to be honest. Right now, Sophie's a little bit more unstable than Taylor, because I feel like Taylor is protective and she wants her to be more stable when she's ready. I feel like Taylor is starting to come into this role with women. She's been this way, but I almost feel like she's become so wise, where it's like sometimes she might even feel old, like feel like she's the grandma or like the mom in the group. And that's okay. It's just that she's in a different place in life, I feel like, than Sophie right now. I'm feeling this card. 3 of Pentacles, friendship. Hell yeah. I mean, I feel like that's the energy here. I don't feel anything. No animosity, no negativity. I like to make that very clear when I feel nothing. I feel no animosity towards these two. The Hermit, the 3 of Wands, and the King of Wands. Yeah, they're very encouraging of each other. These two are really good at encouraging each other, like I said in the beginning. Very protective, and I feel like they need each other. Like right now, I feel like both of them are learning a lot from each other, especially Sophie right now. And I feel like Taylor is learning how to really solidify things about her healing process. Like, I feel like I need to do a card on the emotional release, because I feel like there's more to that. There's more there before we get into the trajectory here. Yeah, look at that, guys. For the emotional release, we have the Two of Cups, and look what we have, the Three of Swords. So we're talking about relationships here. We're talking about connections of heartbreak. I think Sophie, when she talks to Taylor, specifically when she like talks about a relationship that, for instance, the relationship with Joe, she's literally triggering her, not on purpose, but she's triggering her response to how she was treated by Joe and how she was treated in the past. She literally is bringing up things that are helping Taylor actually address some heartbreak that she kind of moved aside. You know, when you're in like a situation where you have to work or focus on career and someone breaks your heart, you have to move on. Like, you have some time, sure, but you have to pick yourself up and go. And I feel like Sophie literally is like sitting down talking about something, and it's triggering her, triggering Taylor, and she's beginning to then unwound a lot of things or realize things about her past relationships. It's reminding her of her own. So Sophie is very impactful in that she's bringing the same energy that she felt back into her life so she can remember it to move out of it. Some things, you can't just kind of brush things off. It's not on purpose, but sometimes you end up forgetting that you have to address something. And I think Sophie helps her. Two of Wands. It's like something about like the past, looking back and having a more comprehensive view of the past. That's what's coming through for me. The Moon, the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. She's helping her address some things that she kind of avoided or tiptoed around. Whatever Taylor tiptoed around, Sophie is addressing. And that's what's helping these two. What is their trajectory, Spirit? Wow. Okay. So we got a couple of things. We got the Chariot, the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and the Five of Swords. Is there anything else, Spirit, for their trajectory? What is their trajectory? What is Sophie Turner and Taylor Swift's trajectory? Whoa. Okay. Oh, that's not cool. So the trajectory, we have 6 cards here. We have the Chariot. Okay. Chariot, Ace of Wands, Nine of Wands here. Okay, and then we have the Five of Swords, the Hermit in reversed, and the Three of Wands. This relationship's not going to last long. What's going to happen on this current trajectory, free will is at play always. So this can change. Currently on November, let's see what day it is. November 8th, 2023. Energy that I'm getting is that they're going to be moving towards holding their ground, standing their ground, defending themselves, their friendship, defending this, right? But something is going to isolate the two of them, okay, from each other. I don't want that to be the case, but I'm just seeing that with the Empress, the Five of Wands, and the Eight of Cups, they're going to be moving out of this situation together. You're not going to see them together as much in the future. They're not going to be around each other. Of course, you can be friends and not be close to each other physically, but I'm just feeling like they emotionally are not going to connect. And why is the Hermit in reverse here? What is the reason for that? They have some differing things that are going to come to the surface. It's like when that friend comes, when you meet someone, right, and you click with them, like I said in the beginning, right? You click with that person, you guys understand each other on your path. Like, you literally meet each other and like, it's serendipity. You meet each other, you learn lessons about each other, about relationships, and then you guys separate. Some leave amicably, but also some do not. Some actually end up like not feeling connected because the other party is changed or is a different person. Something about one of them changing, like changing dramatically. Can I have more clarity on the Hermit in reverse? Okay, yeah. Four of Cups, Nine of Swords. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Emperor. I don't like this energy. The reason why I don't like this energy is it feels as though work or money is gotten in the way or will get in the way between these two. Their trajectory basically is seeing something different, like some big issue, foundational issue. This could be about politics. This could be about religion. This could be about like the current climate. Anything. It could be about something really foundational that they believe in individually, that being addressed and them not liking it, or not liking that they don't agree on something like that. So for instance, with a lot going on this is an example with Israel and Palestine, right? That's on my mind. So the first thing I thought of was that one of them could be pro-Palestine, one could be pro-Israel. That integral thing that they feel is going to be the means in which they decide to depart or not be friends anymore. The reason why it disappoints me is because literally everything else goes out the water or goes out with it. And I feel like that's like a waste, because I feel like they still learned really big lessons with each other. And I feel like conversation would be a great thing in this situation, not to change each other's minds, but to understand each other and to understand the bigger issue and the bigger picture. I feel as though something like that is going to happen. It's not intuitive. It's going to be something like, I stand on this and I can't believe that you don't agree with me on that. And that's going to be what distances these two. They're going to fight about it. The Hermit in reverse is usually isolation. Okay. So I want you guys I'm going to break it down. Chariot, right? First card we had earlier is moving towards action. The action is going to be moving towards this sense of defensiveness with the Nine of Wands, not being willing to see the other side and the other party's beliefs and being very defensive. That's the energy I'm getting. Five of Swords is fighting about it. The Hermit in reverse is isolation. Three of Wands is moving forward. They're just going to move forward and not look back. That energy of them moving into focusing on their work, focusing on their passions, and then not feeling like they really know each other going forward. And I'm hearing 9. So in 9 months, expect that to be the case unless they change this pattern. I feel like the reason why I do these readings sometimes is to tell people what to expect, and that leading a lot of people to not agreeing and changing that trajectory. So by all means, try to change this for us. But I'm just seeing this energy coming through, and that is what I'm going to leave you guys with. So I feel like they need to heal this foundational belief, or at least how they address it. Okay, let's look at what they're healing in this situation, because we have this feeling of not caring with the Four of Swords, Four of Cups, and then the worry, right? It's like you had a great thing going, and now you guys are like overthinking the sense of what you knew about each other. And what you do is you then decide to focus in on what you're working on, right? Your projects, all the things you're doing, and you're focusing on dominating in those projects. It's like you divert your attention to your career path. So that's the kind of energy I'm getting. What are they healing? We have integration. And we have retreat. And we have discernment. These two are going to learn a lot about their belief style, their spiritual path. There's something about spirituality and like their belief system. They're going to learn a lot from the disagreement. Whatever this disagreement is that comes through, it could even be something in regards to, for instance, this is a complete, example. Taylor deciding to talk to Joe and actually becoming friends with him, right? That hurts. But I feel like there's something about not communicating this, or like fighting and bickering about it and not actually addressing what happened and how you felt. They need to be more aware of that. So if they ever see this, I would be wary of that energy. Yeah, they just need to spend time thinking before they start speaking if they're going to address this issue. I feel like they need to discern what they know about each other, because look at all of the energy, the positive energy that we got in the beginning of the reading. This is a really great foundation. They just need to like see who they truly are, and not just the way certain things are marketed. I feel like sometimes people will, for instance, have a really strong connection, and then one of them will say, I vote for Trump or I vote for Biden, and that completely ends the relationship. And yet you still think about them, and you still think about the good times you guys had and all of that, and you separate because of that. It's interesting. It's just kind of disappointing. in my opinion, because there's so much else to the relationship than just the one thing. But to each their own, right? To each their own. So that is what I have for you guys today. I hope this helps you gain a better picture of what is happening between these two and what to expect. Just send them a lot of love and help this energy transition. I really hope it changes. I hope that they continue to grow together, whatever is for their highest good at the end of the day. So please check out my other videos. I'm gonna have some more out for you guys very soon. Like, comment, subscribe, and also become a member. I'm gonna be doing some exclusive content that you will not have, that will not be public. So if you guys are interested in that, feel free. But I'll see you next time. Bye.